Well, Adam, we got a good victory against Averley yesterday, and now it's a Sunday. We're in the morning, and then we're travelling this afternoon. So a very quick turnaround looking ahead to our match against Weymouth tomorrow morning. Weymouth are a side who haven't had the best start to the league, but we know what this league's like. Anyone can turn around at any point. Do you think it's a matter of time until they click, and could it be tomorrow that game finally happens?
I hope not. But no, they haven't had the start they would have hoped for. But I said it in my post match yesterday that they're a very good team. We've got to make sure that it doesn't click on our patch in terms of us going there and putting a performance on. We've obviously done our homework on them. We know they're a very good team. They play some very good football, and they've been unlucky in a few of the games, but we have to make sure that we're right, and we need to make sure that they stay unlucky until after tomorrow. Obviously a very quick turnaround for both teams in games, so we need to make sure our recovery and our preparation's right today, but we're under no illusion it's going to be a really tough away game for us.
And we started the season without Yaya Bamba and Brad Barry through suspension. They've now both served those terms, and Yaya returned in the Farnborough game, Brad returned yesterday. How much of a boost is it having them back, and would you consider them sort of key players in the squad?
I think last season, when we finished the season, both were key in what we did and what we achieved at the end of the season. Brad's obviously a little bit more experienced and got a lot of games under his belt, so he comes into the team and you see his leadership straight away. Yaya's still fresh and new to the full-time football industry, so he's got to make sure that he does what he did last season and reproduce the performances that he did last season, because he's still at the start of his journey in terms of being a professional footballer. So that hard work, that focus, everything he's good at, he probably needs to do twice as good this season, because people are aware of him now. But they're two big players for us, and as every player, they need to make sure that when they do come back into the fold, that they are performing and keeping their performance levels at what we expect.
And we played Weymouth right at the end of last season. Was that handy to have played them so recently? And was there lessons learnt from that game that you can take into this next one?
Not really, I don't think. I think I'm correct in saying it was the manager's first game when we played him. So obviously he hadn't had time to get his messages in, but obviously now he's had a summer, he's had a pre-season, we're already a few games into the season, so you can see his philosophy and in his identification of what he stands for as a coach and how his team plays. But we go there with the focus on us. We've had a good start to the season. I feel we're in a really good place with still a lot more to come, which is always nice. We've got lots we can improve on, and we need to make sure that starts tomorrow.
And looking ahead to tomorrow and Saturday, we've got another big game against Dorking coming up pretty much straight after. Is rotation going to be an important element of getting through this next week?
I think through the whole season, for us, that will be a big part of what we do. Our not a problem, but our issue at the minute is we went all pre-season with no injuries, and then over the last couple of weeks we've picked up, unfortunately, some little niggles that have kept people out, and we picked up another couple on Saturday, so we'll have to have a little bit of a roll call later on this evening and in the morning and see where we're at with certain people, but people will be given the opportunity to come in and grab a shirt, and then it's up to them to keep it. We seen Steph come into the starting lineup on Saturday, and I felt for his first competitive start back in a long time, did really well. Finn came on at half time and had a massive impact. Again, we got Carson back on the pitch yesterday for more minutes, so we're getting people to where they need to be. We've still got some big players to come back that we're missing, the likes of George and Classy, that are going to make a big add to the team once they come back. So yeah, we'll look at the squad later on today, see where we're at and what changes we need to make. But it's a really busy schedule at the minute with some big games, and we get tomorrow out of the way, and then like you say, we've got another Saturday, Tuesday in two more big games. So we're really exciting at the minute. It's been a hectic start to the season, but we're enjoying it. We've already had some real big highs and some punches on the chin. So we're loving every minute at the minute.